Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we do currently have a pretty major energy credit deficit that we probably do want to get dealt with. But for right now, the major concern there is, well, we need to get these systems under our control because there's a Dyson sphere here. Or rather, a Dyson swarm. And this is an arc furnace, which isn't really going to help that. Down over this direction, there's another arc furnace. Out over here, that's an astral rift. Okay, so we need to get our units down over this direction to hold at Gauzor, and that's the overall goal right now. Okay, so the guys on Lithorius 3 have split the atom for the first time. Good for them. And we're just letting the Molornock Transtellar continue to attack out over here. I'm noticing these areas are occupied by the Molornock Transtellar. That's a little surprising to me. More than a little. That's actually very surprising to me that they're occupying out over here. I would have expected that they would have flipped this out over here, but this is also occupied. That's very interesting. Maybe that'll flip once some of these start to fall. That's a possibility. So to that end, I'm going to head out over this direction, because we need to start up a bombardment here on Diona's Diamond. That definitely needs to happen, and that's 2047 strength right now. So we'll go do that, but that might open up an attack down in Balasia, actually. And I see they're moving this way already, so I'm not going to do that just yet. We'll just hold position here for now. We need to start cleaning up some of these other areas, but unfortunately, it's just so long. 11,000 still here. Let's check in down over this direction. This is only 15, but this is 2,000. I'm going to bring our army, not this fleet, I want our army over to here. So we're going to come and land over this direction. That'll be absolutely fine. So we'll head over there. We might be a little late to get that. We'll see. And Firin up over here, we can see that's a long ways away as well. So that is all understood. For right now, there's only so much that we can do. There's only so much. So that's absolutely understood. We've got a lot of construction underway at the moment, and we want to continue to construct. Speaking of which, I do want to reinforce this fleet out over here. There we go. So that's absolutely fine. I would love to see these areas actually properly fall. And I'm really sad to see that Molornock Transtellar is only giving us the exact borders here. So with that in mind, that's definitely something that we will need to consider going forward. They even took this right over here. It's going to be some border gore, it looks like, with Molornock Transtellar. We'll deal with them later. For now, they're still very useful for us. But this war appears to be going pretty swimmingly, to be honest. So everything's going great. What is this down over here? The Photetian Arbitrators. Okay. Interesting. So that's his awakened empire. They're not really doing much right now. But we just got dark matter deflectors, and that is, of course, a pretty big deal. Let's grab advanced shield hardeners as well. That'll be fine. And I would love to get our worlds a little bit more online. So in terms of our terraformation over here, we might be able to get some colonization done. Yes, we can. And so we shall. This will be our Ultra Sildors. I don't recall getting Ultra Sildors, but okay, it'll be Ultra Sildors. Sure, why not?
Enemy planet.
Okay, so we just landed out over this direction, and that's under control. Looks like they gave up on this bombardment, and these units regenerated a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. We'll just let that finish on up. There we go. So that's under our control. I would love to come land here, but that is just not going to happen. Up in Piscus, I'm wondering how are they doing on this bombardment? The answer is they've barely started. So to that end, we really should move back to Jurnost, but this is going to take a long time to get that bombarded. That's very obvious. So this fleet is now at full strength, and I want this fleet up here to begin working on upgrading. So that's going to start getting those dark matter deflectors in. We can look through and see what units got the dark matter deflectors. It should be all of them except for our corvettes. And that is quite correct. So that looks good. There's only 2 units here that are going to start working on that, but that is fine. Blue lava. Okay. I didn't even notice that these guys were in Hamcod, and then they left. Okay, that's exciting.
Prepared to bring the heat.
So we're going to continue to pump ships into this fleet here, for sure. And we'll get that underway. That seems fine. A rivalry from the Terrassian Sacred League. Hilarious. For the moment, I don't care.
Construction complete.
So the Muller-Nock Transstellar is definitely going to cause us some issues out over here. We're going to want to start taking point on some of these attacks eventually. I wouldn't mind moving up and taking out this fleet. The main problem here is I feel like we can't really take on what's here. Not yet, anyway. I feel like we'll get there, but we're just not quite there yet. We just need more time. I want to check in on this situation. 1259 days. Okay. If we were to do a status quo piece right now, they have 65 reasons to not accept. Relative Navy strength +2. So we've never really had a good handle on how powerful our alliance is versus theirs, and now we know we're slightly more powerful. So that's good to know. Absolutely. And, I mean, it's not us that's more powerful. It's the Muller-Nock Transstellar and the United Valnex Compact. But we contribute a little bit. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. So we're going to be continuing to work on all of that, of course. We've got this ecclesiastical station over here, and it's probably fine to leave this being an ecclesiastical station. We're definitely going to want to put in a clone vat and a medical center on here. No doubt about that. And I'm just going to move these districts down, and we'll just leave that be. I think ecclesiastical is okay for that particular station. So impulse thrusters, sure. And that's it, actually. We don't have anything else to work on there. We have apparently finished up this out over here. Oh, we're working on this debris. Gotcha. I didn't actually intend to be working on the debris, but it's okay. Yeah, there's definitely some decent components in there. So that seems fine, and this area is basically going to be fully under our control. I wouldn't mind getting another science ship out over here. Where is... I think we have another science ship, do we not? We've got this one out over here. This is a construction ship. And that could head up to Xeris for now. I do see we have this, which should be colonizable, which we will go ahead and send some Ultra Sildors to go do that. And do we have any others that are colonizable? These are planned colonies, correct? Yeah, those are planned colonies. So that sounds good. I would absolutely love to get this for sure. Everything that we have out over here would be huge for us, and that would be delightful. Unfortunately, they're just not bombarding this homestead. They're just sitting here, doing absolutely nothing, which is a little awkward for sure. But over here at Fortalia, how's this bombardment going? Well, we're down below 10k at least. So that's something. We do have this construction ship down at Wua, and that is fully understood. We can activate a relic. Do we want to? I'm not sure that we get anything from any of that, to be honest. So we can definitely grab ourselves a dimensional fleet once we have that timing out. But for the time being, our dimensional fleet is still down over here. And it will remain for a while. So that all seems good for now. I'm very concerned about our energy credits, of course. I'm going to buy in 10k for the moment, and that will be fine. We're going to continue to reinforce this fleet, and I want to get these upgraded as well. So with the upgrade that just came through, that was the impulse engines. So that is going to be this. So we should actually halt this upgrade right now. So halt that. And then come in here because it looks like we did not upgrade to impulse thrusters on our corvettes. And I do want to do that. I don't know why that didn't auto-upgrade. That should have. but it did not. So that all seems fine. It also didn't upgrade to neutronium armor. This is set to auto upgrade. Why didn't it? That's interesting. Glad I checked this. This design already exists. Maybe it did auto upgrade to this, and it's just not showing us? Interesting. Hang on. I'm going to make a save here. I'm going to reload this existing save that we just made. So this latest save should be the correct one. I'll be right back when this is done loading. Okay, it is done loading. The idea there was that we wanted to refresh our ship designs, because it seems like it wasn't fully updated. So now we can see, yeah, this design already exists, and this should be correct. This ship designer just wasn't fully updated. So that should be okay. Everything here should be correct now. And it should have been previously. It was just a visual updating issue. So we should just need to upgrade this, and that will cost a fair amount of resources. No surprises there. We'll get that underway. And for now, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. It is going to be a little tedious, particularly with this world out over here. This world has a lot on it. Like a whole lot on it in terms of defenses. This fortress is apparently spawning a lot of armies. The good news is we are working our way through this relatively rapidly. So that is solid. We do need to continue to sell off some food here, and so we shall. That looks good. And we apparently have an Astral Rift event pending, so let's continue to work on that. And we're still working on this debris out over here. That should be done very, very shortly here. So that's looking good. We'll get some additional science out of that, of course. And now we need to survey this system and then come out here and survey this system. And we'll just start surveying our way through here. Something like that. So that'll keep us busy for a little bit, and that seems fine. Stormfire cannons, huh? Stormfire cannons are very strong. Now, where are we being attacked? Oh, okay. The Terrassian Sacred League is attacking this Molarnock Transstellar fleet up here in Piscus. Gotcha. So they're going to be taking out this station here. That's no problem for them. And the question is, do we want to abandon our bombardment over here or hope that this fleet can take care of it? Well, they might pull additional forces up this way. We'll let the Molarnock Transstellar deal with it for the moment. I do want to check in over here in Holabre. So this is 4089 and 2899. That's a lot. So I'm going to take this fleet. We're actually still upgrading here for the moment. I'm going to leave them upgrading for right now. Once they are done upgrading, I'm going to want them to start making their way down here. And they're going to start up bombardments, but it's going to be very slow. They don't have much for capability in that regard. So that's all fine, and we're full on food for the moment. I'm going to sell off a bunch of that, and we're going to be okay on energy credits for a little while, but we definitely need to continue to work on our energy credit production. There's no doubt about that. So I want to look at these worlds here. We can see that we're at minus 130 amenities. We definitely want to get a gene clinic built here as soon as possible. This is a terrible world for putting in energy generation. No doubt about that. This world, we're going to want to put in gene clinics as well. We'll get that on the way. This is an okay world for power generation. No doubt about that. We'll get gene clinics in here as well, and in here. And then this is going to need the gene clinics eventually, but not quite yet. Okay, so these gene clinics are going to take a while to go in, and we'll clear off these tile blockers eventually. But the amenities produced by the gene clinics should bring us positive here. So that looks good, and we're probably going to end up having this world be a generator world. Now, that's a long ways off, but I'm just going to queue up a generator district here, and I'm going to designate this as being a generator world. So that'll be fine for right now. Some of these worlds may end up being productions of alloys, some of them may end up being fortress worlds. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Some generator, some alloy, some fortress. We'll see what that ends up feeling like.
New research shining a light into darkness.
So 10% resources from metallurgists is a big deal. This also is giving us access to titans or mega engineering. That's a hard choice, actually. We have access to all of this down here. That's going to be permanently available. But we need to choose. Do we want titans or do we want mega engineering? This would give us additional arc furnace capacity and Dyson swarm capacity, but I think we're already going to be at those. I don't think we're actually going to be able to build new ones. I'll test it once this is done, but we're going to have some of this stuff down over here, so we're probably going to be fine on that and not be able to build additional. So that's all noted for now, and I do want to see this survey finishing up over here. It will be done eventually.
The spark of civilization has reached a new world.
I'm sure it has. Okay, so I wanted to check here if this medical center could be upgraded. No, we just finished up the clone vats. That's okay. So that's underway. Oh, our dimensional fleet is gone. That's fine. For the time being, I'm not too concerned about that. That'll bring down our naval capacity by a decent chunk, and that's fine. I'm completely and totally okay with that. I'm hoping that that'll help our energy credit situation, but a big problem with our energy credit situation right now is our starbase capacity. We've captured an additional starbase or two, and we don't really need this one, but this is in Anchorage. We've got this one here. It's mostly in Anchorage as well. And I kind of want to keep anchorages around because they are boosting our naval capacity, which is necessary. So that's all fine for right now. I do want to go through our worlds. I'm not expecting any major issues with job counts, but let's just take a quick peek. This was at 927. That's completely and totally okay. We're nowhere near running out of jobs on these worlds, although this world is a little close, but we've got all this queued up. I'm not too concerned about that. We can even queue up these, and it's going to be even more. So that looks fine. This is a generator world here, and I mean, we've got lots of available jobs here, but look at this. We're making 2,000 energy credits off of this world. 2,000. And it's nowhere near maxed. If we were to build all of these up, each one of these is producing 126.89. That is wild. And it can get quite a bit higher. So I'm going to start queuing up all of these quantum field manipulators here. And we can only support up to 19 districts of that type. So the rest of these are going to end up being city districts. There is even a tile blocker on here, apparently. It's the Titanic life forms. We can't clear that. So that's fine. Completely understood. This is the best we can do for right now. And it's significantly good. We just need people to work in those jobs. And that's going to be the hard part. So 335, 715. These down here are probably, oh wow, 4.5k. That's a lot of open jobs. This is a tech world with just a generic research enclave. I have no idea what type of tech world this is intended to be, but I think it was intended to be a generic one. So I'm going to put in another research enclave. That'll be fine. And then this is a factory world. We're doing okay on our factory production, but we could certainly use a little bit more. We'll get to work on that. That's fine. Similarly here, we're going to eventually want a Ministry of Production, but that's not something that we can put in at this moment. Are we lacking a Ministry of Production on this world? I believe we are. Or am I blind? I'm blind. It's right there. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. Let's check through the rest of these. This world has so far to go. And then we've got these that are being newly settled. And that is, of course, going to take time. Completely and totally understood. Okay, so that seems fine for the moment, and we'll just continue to work on pushing out over this direction. So we'd love to get our hands on Wua. That is our current priority. And we do have this construction ship that's going to be grabbing this soon. I'm going to move this construction ship down to Nordak. And we're also going to want to... Where's that fleet at? It's probably over here at this point, right? Yeah. So it's this fleet here. We're going to want to continue to reinforce this fleet like so. So we're just pumping these alloys into our fleets, and that looks good. Over in Jernast, how's this bombardment going? Well, I mean... It's going. It's taking a while, for sure. And we expect that. So I'm going to have these guys switch over to indiscriminate bombardment, and they're going to start bombarding here. I think. Yeah, that's fine. Where is this? Oh, they're attacking in Rolder. Okay, the Mullernock Transstellar can probably deal with that on their own.
Military station extinguished.
Oh yeah, they got that under control. So that looks fine, no problem there. There is the Terrassian Sacred League up over here, which is a little rude. But the Mullernock Transstellar is dealing with them down here, and they'll probably head up this direction and deal with them up here shortly. That's the idea, anyway. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they actually do that. I want to check in on our terraformations. We're getting close on all of those. I don't think we finished any. No, we have not. So that is fine. I'm still quite concerned about this energy credit situation, but just having this guy get set up as a generator world will help matters, but it's going to be a long time before this comes online. A very long time. So that is absolutely understood. However, this generator world up here, this has a long ways that it can go as well. As you can see, it's only producing 68 right now. That's not a lot. That is certainly not a lot. So we can go up to a lot of these here. I'm wondering, these are currently blocked out. Is that due to the planetary size? It is. Okay. It's a little unfortunate. To that end, we might be better off getting rid of the planetary nexus here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we would lose 2 districts here, but we'd be able to put them in as city districts, which would mean that we would boost our resource production by 40% each. That's probably worth it. I would need to do the math on that, but I'm thinking a voltaic production yard here is better for us than the planetary nexus because of the planet size. So I'm going to put in a voltaic production yard. This is far down the queue, and that's going to take a while. So that's completely understood. And over here in Wua, we should have this surveyed eventually, but this is certainly taking a while.
The spark of civilization has reached a new world.
Okay, so that is all wonderful. Up over this direction, we see that the Terrassians are making for Charna, and that's certainly not ideal. Our fleet here is not powerful enough to deal with them. So that's definitely a problem. We need the Mullernock Transstellar to do it, and they don't seem interested. So we'll have to just keep an eye on the situation up over here. Hopefully they turn around, and they... Actually, one of these forces did turn around. This is 2 separate forces, and they just split up.
Station.
Do I really want to abandon this bombardment, though? I really don't. This fleet is currently occupied. We need it to stay here. We need it to stay here. All of our fleets are basically in fixed positions right now because we just don't have the capability of striking out against the people who are currently attacking us. So we basically just need to hang out where we are and let happen what's going to happen. I don't like that situation, obviously. But we're not in a position to be able to do anything about it until Jernast is finally done being bombarded. And that's going to take a long time, I'm afraid. But we are working on it. Very, very slowly. So that's all fine. It is about time to put a cut in here. I see they're attacking Charna. They are going to not be FTL inhibited by Charna Prime, I don't think. Which is a bit of an issue, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. One thing we could do, though, now that I think about it, is we could summon a dimensional fleet. And that'll be up over here, and we can send that over to Charna. Now, it's going to take a long time to get there, but that should be okay. We'll send it over, and it can't really take on this fleet, but under certain circumstances, it might be able to. My assumption is by the time we get here, this station will have fallen and they'll have moved on. So we'll see how that ends up playing out in the next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Silo K, The Omniscient, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Punching the Microphone, Nick Smarty, The Lounge STL, Spock, Moonfall, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.